I guess I have to rebalance. I have to reallocate. Has the rebalance formula changed because of this yield move?
I mean, for sure, everyone's thinking about, whether 60-40 is appropriate. What we're seeing in terms of the institutional investor is that they're so underweight fixed income at this point because the losses have been so great that they're still trying to catch up. If you're a bond bull,
right,
it's encouraging because they're still engaged with the asset class, but do they settle below that 40% once we get there?
I thought of you. They said Marvin Loh is going to open the show, and I thought of you. In a cold of winter, Peter Lynch used to walk around the streets of Boston without a coat on. He looked like Jim Jordan, except it was 10 below zero. And he'd have his value lines, and he's walking to meetings with Will and the rest of Bettina and the rest of them. Okay, great. That's all fine and well, but to me, the securities analysis now is just out the window. It's about survival. How do you survive in an allocated portfolio?
I mean, for sure, you are reevaluating duration in terms of the story. And you have to remember that duration is much more than just your fixed income holdings. The U.S. equity market is very duration heavy, so you've got to be really conscious of where those long yields are affecting your portfolio. Keeping powder dry right now is not a crime. Absolutely not, particularly given the shape of the curve, particularly given that the Fed's going to be higher for longer, probably for a lot longer than people think in my mind. Keep that powder dry because things are still going to be rough going into next year.
What does that mean, powder dry? Because it doesn't just mean that you take cash and you put it in a mattress.
No.
Do you put it into T-bills? Do you just keep it into your treasuries?
I love bills. 2 years feel pretty good to me at this point also. If you wanted to extend from your bill structure in your portfolio, I think, you could add that kind of duration. You can nibble on the 10-year for sure, if you like that income. But yeah, I'm looking at the short end out to 2 years.